Okay, so last session we discussed about arrays, how to present. We will see today. Yesterday we learned how to create array, store the values in array, how to read them. Now today we will see one important part, how we can present array. To learn how to present array, you need to know about some important terms. So let's see. What you need to know first is we have to learn how to create a new HTML element dynamically. How to create a new HTML element dynamically. This is first. So how do we create a new HTML element? So to create a new HTML element dynamically, so we have to use by using the method document dot create element. By using this method, we can create a new element. So here we have to define the element name. Element name means it will be like document dot create element. Suppose I want to create a image img. Suppose I want to create a paragraph, then document dot create element p, like this. We have to use that node name, tag name, that is creating element. After creating element, we have to set property for element. Means another question is how to configure element. First you have to create element. After creating, how to configure element like this. We have to create a reference P and a document or say image. Document dot create element image. That means we are creating this element image and we can access that image with reference of img. Then how to put image height, image width, image source. You have to write img dot width. Img dot width is equal to how much width. Similarly, img dot height is equal to how much height. You have to define like that. We need to configure the, so check your side. Who is this? Bishal. You check your side, and if you are new to our class, who is this fellow? Yes, Bishal, tell me. You are regular to our class, Bishal? Can you unmute yourself?
Yes, sir. I am regular to class.
Uh, Nobody have problem out of 100. You have
Okay.
any problem?
No, sir. Not.
Check
I
your
am
side, your internet connection.
today. Some problem.
You check your internet connection. If there
Okay,
is
sir.
problem, other people also will tell about that problem, right?
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Don't get overexcited in your comments. Keep control on your comments. Otherwise, I will kick you out of the class.
Okay,
Understood?
okay, sir.
Learn behaving yourself. Right. So here we have image width and height. Similarly, another option, image have SRC. SRC. SRC, whatever the path you have. Suppose it is in dot dot slash public slash images slash and some shoe dot jpg like this. We can configure the path. So 2 points. First, you create element. After creating element, you set properties, you configure it. After configuring, now how to add this element into page? The third step is how to add new element into page. To add new element into page, first you have to decide where to add. Suppose I want to add into a div. So for example, we have a div. Into this div, I want to add that image. Then what we have to do is, we have to access document dot div don't have ID. If it is having ID, you can use. Otherwise, query selector, in that, what you have to do, div. The div, and in this div, we need to add image. Then we have to use a method called append child. Method called append child. Append means add child element. Add child element. This is the parent element. We have to add a child element. What is the child element? The element you created. Image. Remember, this image is that variable name. That means which element you created. Remember, it's not necessary to give same name. It's not necessary to give the same name. You can give a different name. You can give a different name. Variable name, anything you can give. I'm just giving reasonably same name. So append child, it will add that into the div. So how to add new element into the page? By using method append child. This is the method. So these are the 3 important steps you have to know. This is the future of JavaScript. In JavaScript, our major work will be dynamically designing. And for dynamically designing, these 3 steps are very important every day. First, you have to create element, set properties for the element, then add element into page. Let's see how we can do that. Let's create a simple page, head, title, and demo. And here we give body. In this body, we will give a div. In that we have a button. I will put here create image. Below that div, I keep another div. I will put an ID as container. Okay. Now when user clicks the button, I need to create an image, add it below. Remember, there are 2 points. You may have a image already. If I already have a image, we can access the image, put SRC inside it. But we are not having image. We have to create. we have to create a image and add to page. When to do that? On button click. That means we have to write on click. So create click. Okay. Let's write the function here. Script function create click. Now, first step, which element you want to create. So document dot create element. I want to create img. Okay. It is created and loaded into memory. Then how you will access it? You must use a variable reference name. Suppose I am giving pic, right? We created an image. It is in the memory, which you can access by using pic. Okay. Now give pic related properties. Pic dot width is equal to 100. Pic dot height is equal to 100. Pic dot whatever attributes you learned. Border is equal to 1 or 2 something. Now pic have src is equal to dot dot slash public slash images slash jacket dot jpg. Okay, picture ready. Now where to add this picture? We have to add that picture into this container. That means how to access that? Document dot get element by id. What is it? Container. Container. Into the container we need to add a child element. So what is it? Append child. Which element? Pic. That's how we design. Now see what happens. Observe here. Inspect. In inspect you go to elements category. You can see in the body currently we have a div with button. Another div is empty. You click this create image button. That image is created here. And observe here inside the div that img is added. So this is added. That means we don't have that image actually. That image element itself not there. We created it. That means we created image, we defined properties for image, and we loaded the image. You can apply styles, everything, whatever you want, you can apply. Suppose styles, how to apply? Already I told you, na? Pic dot style dot suppose margin top, right? So margin top is equal to suppose 50 pixels, like this I am giving. And when I click here, it will put that like that. We can add the styles, we can configure the effects and all. Styles, everything you can define. But our main point, how to create image, how to set properties, and how to add to page. This is important. Okay. I will copy this example. Now you understood the process. Now we will see how presenting array content dynamically. How to present array content dynamically, we will see that now. Presenting array content dynamically, we will see that. Right? We will see presenting array content dynamically. So presenting array content dynamically means we have to create elements, add elements, and present them. It's a lengthy process. I will show you now. See. First, let's go to page. I will add here a new file, array.html. Okay. Let's create one array, document HTML head title. So array demo. So body. Okay. We have and we will create some div, and I will give this div with a class called box. Okay, fine. Now see, in this div, we have an ordered list, and ordered list is empty. Nothing is there, right? So there is nothing inside that ordered list. Now what we will do, we will write a script. We will create an array categories. It is an array of all electronics, footwear, like this, footwear, fashion. These are the array elements. Now my task is display them inside ordered list. Display them inside ordered list. When to display? When body load. So we will write event on load. What is it? Body load. Let's write the function. What is it? Body load. Body load is the function. In body load, now comes important how to read all these elements. How to read all the elements from the collection. Yesterday we learned we can use iterators. We will use an iterator for where item of collection. What is the collection? Categories. This is to read every element from the collection. That means item contains all electronics, footwear, fashion. Now I need to add them into this ordered list. To add into ordered list, in ordered list, we need list item. That means now tell me which element we have to create. We have to create a list item, li element we have to create. Am I right? That means where li is equal to, why I am writing in for loop? Because an list item must be created for every item. Li document dot create element. What is that element? Li. Okay, good. Inside li, how to display this item? Li is a container. Generally, it is just like a paragraph, heading, or some div or span. In that case, li have inner HTML. Inside li, what to display? Item. What item contains? It contains all. It contains electronics that is displayed. Okay. So we created a list item. The list item contains that item. After that, finish. That's enough. We have to add this list item to ordered list. Add this list item to ordered list. How to access ordered list? Document dot query selector, because we don't have any ID. You can give ID. So OL, ordered list. Into that we have to add, that means append child. Which item? Li. That means we are adding that list item into child, and you return in a for loop. So it will do this for every item. And you see dynamical it is ready. So we created a ordered list dynamically. Now what is advantage of this? If user is adding new categories, removing categories, this list will automatically change. Actually, we designed list now, but in real time, this list will come from database. For that, we will see server-side technologies and all. It will come from database. So now what should happen here is we need to present in so many ways. This is where complexity will come. I will show you now. Let's do one more here. Okay, I will put a style. I will put a style. In that, let's keep this box in a div class container. Better use your bootstrap and all. Temporarily I am giving like this. So yeah, what we will do, container display I will give as flex. Okay, and in the container box, so margin, every box I will give some margin right, 20 pixel, that's it. Okay, so see here, this is one box, let's keep another box. Okay, in this box I am giving a drop down, we will put a drop down here, select. Now you can see a drop down is there beside it. Now what should happen is, I want to display options in the drop down with these names. That means we need to add items into drop down dynamically. Now I think you can tell now. So let's go to the script. Same loop I can use now. Same iterator I can use. Okay. Now here first we have to create, which element to create? In a drop down, in order to add any item, it should be what type? Option na? That means we have to create an option. Document dot create element. Create element. What is it? Option. Okay, good. Now in the option, if I want to display anything in HTML, tell me how many attributes option is having. In HTML, how many attributes option is having? What attributes option is having? In HTML, we learned option is having value, option is having disabled, option is having selected, and option is also having text. Text means the text you want to display. Value means the value you want to submit. Am I right? That is the reason many times JavaScript means presenting HTML. You must be first perfect in HTML. Many times people are excited in JavaScript. Sir, when JavaScript will start? First learn HTML, because if you are not perfect in HTML, you can't do anything in JavaScript. You can't do anything, because JavaScript is about managing HTML. So you need to remember all these attributes perfectly. So option contains text. Text item. Option contains value. Value also item. That's it. I don't want any selected or disabled here. That's it. Okay. Add this into drop down. How to add into drop down? Document dot query selector. Query selector. What is it? Select. Select into that append child. Which one to append? Option. We need to append option. We need to append that option. Now it is ready. You can see the drop down is also ready. The drop down is also ready. Remember, you are just learning array with simple objects. Later you will learn array with complex data. Then more complex presentation will come. So this is drop down. So let me keep heading here. So this is heading as categories list. Here I will give heading as select category. Like this, I am just giving them. This is dynamically created ordered list. This is dynamically created drop down. Let's try to put this in a table, right? Let's do one more thing here. I will create another div and class as box. And here I will put as categories menu, suppose. Now here I need to create a table. Then see, we have to create the table below table. You know, table have some border as one, and some width is equal to some 200. Okay. In the table, we have T head, table heading. We have T head, table heading. In that TR, table row. In the TH, I will put here as categories, select category. Just roughly I'm giving. This is header. Now under this, what we want to do is, I need to design T body. In this T body, we need to add row. In that row, you can't add anything directly. You have to add cell. In that cell, information will be there. So first we have to create a cell. We have to add that cell to row, and we have to add that row to table body. That means for every category, one row should be created. So first, let's go now into the code. Now same loop I can use. Same iterator I can use. On body load, iterator is same. First, we have to create a row. First, we have to create a row where tr is equal to document dot create element. What is tr? Okay, good. In that row, you can't add anything directly. You have to add as cell. Then you have to create a cell. How to create a cell? td document dot create element td. Okay, good. You have to display content in td. That means td dot inner html is equal to item. Okay, that's it. Now this td must be added to row. That td must be added to row. That means tr dot append child. What should be added into row? td. Cell is added to row first. Then row is added to t body. That means we have to access document dot query selector. We can access t body. Into the table body, append child. Which one to add? Row. Into the body, we have to add the row. That means first we have to create a cell, add the cell to row, add the row to body. Body is already in the table. That means you can see that it is generating a table like this. So when you give CSS and all these effects will be different here. We are creating a ordered list dynamically. We are creating this drop down dynamically. We are creating this table dynamically. So presenting array is very important, and that presentation depends on requirement. And what is advantage of this is, the advantage of this is it will change dynamically according to the values. For example, suppose here, see, I'm adding one more category into it. Later you will learn how to add dynamically also. I'm adding one more category into it. What is it? Suppose men's clothing. Now see, automatically everywhere updated. Everywhere it is updated. When you add, when you remove, when you modify, it will automatically update everywhere. So we are creating a list. We are creating a drop down. We are creating this. Let's do one more thing. how to create a checkbox list dynamically. This is interesting point. We need to create a checkbox dynamically. That means for every category, I want checkbox. For every category, if I want checkbox, then how do we create here? See, actually, when you are designing, suppose I will put another box. Okay. Let's keep another div and heading categories checkbox, checklist. Okay, like this, categories checklist. Here I will create an ordered list. I will create an ordered or unordered list. Now into that unordered list, we need to add a item. That item should contain checkboxes. Item should contain checkboxes. These type of tasks are little difficult, means complex, but actually not difficult. If you think HTML, it is easy only. That means now people actually think about how to create a checkbox dynamically. Document dot create element. Checkbox is not element. Checkbox is not element. Element is input. That input have a attribute called type. That type is checkbox. That means we don't do that. That is time waste. That means you create an input, make it type as checkbox. No. Then how do you manage? See, we will do one thing now. Let's go. For this unordered list, because there is no another unordered list, it's okay. Now let's go to the script. Same container, same loop. Here we need to create another list item. So let's create another list item. Where li? No, I can't give because already I used li. I used li. Different variable name I have to use. I will use check li. Okay, any name you can use. Document dot, but create element is li only. It is list item only. But name I can't give the li because already it is taken. Check li. Okay. Now in that check li dot inner HTML, I want like this. You see, put a binding expression backtick. Inside that inner HTML backtick, here you can write input tag. Input type is equal to, you can put a checkbox. Input type checkbox. After that, beside it, here put a binding expression. Here put item, means text name. That means it is creating a checkbox and adding into list item. Now add this list item into unordered list. Document dot query selector unordered list dot append child. Which one? Check li. Check li. We have to add that check li. Now you see, now the checkbox list is ready. That is how we create a checkbox list. How to handle them, we will see later. How to get the name of that selected, all these things will be later. This is just only design. Now we don't want style. So wherever unordered list is there, list style, none. And unordered list height I given as 200 pixel. For unordered list I given as border as 2 pixels, solid black. But for that we are using padding as 10 pixels. 10 pixels. Right? We are displaying 10 pixels. Okay. Now observe carefully now. So this we will put overflow. Overflow as auto. then you will see it will display like this, height adjusted to 50 pixels. Now it is a checked list. Now this is also dynamically created. These are all dynamically created. Effects and all you can apply through your styles. We created a table dynamically. Remember, our table contains only one row, one column, but later they will have several cells and columns which depending on data. Right now, this is the presentation of array. Suppose I want to present every element like a link or every element like a button. Then how? Same, we have to create dynamically. Suppose I want every element like a button. Suppose I will keep a div. So heading nav buttons. Here I want to create a nav. I want to create a nav. In that, we need to add a div. In the div buttons, for every item button. Then see what we are doing now. So I think there are so many now. Huh? So this div have a class called box. That will be fine. This also have a class called box. Otherwise alignment problem will be there. Okay. Now here we want buttons right side. So let's go. How to design that? Let's see now. Okay. Now comes important. We need to create a div for every button. So var div document dot create element div, create a div. This div will have inner HTML backtick. Here we design a button. Understood? Now button text will be, button have text here. Na? This text will be item. That's it. That's how we design. That means now add this div to navigation. Document dot query selector, query selector. We have nav dot append child. Into that append the div. That means the div will contain those buttons. Right? Of course, when you define this, you can put style is equal to width some 200 pixels. It will put that style for all of them. We can add the styles directly here. Say margin top as 20 pixel for every item, 20 pixel directly. It will give like this. We can dynamically create buttons. We can dynamically create headings. We can dynamically create checkboxes. We can manage that dynamically and configure it dynamically. This is very important in JavaScript. Now our examples, every example will deal with this kind of concept only, right? So this is basic. I will give this example. Copy. This is the example presenting dynamically. 3 stages are there. First, create element, set properties, then append to parent. These are the 3 stages. This is example. This example contains all the logic for handling. That means we have an array. That array we are adding into ordered list. We are adding into unordered list, checkboxes, buttons, drop down, everything you can create by using this. This is displaying the array, presenting the array, right? Now next important. Now here next important is how to add elements into array, remove elements from the array, dynamically managing the array. So you learned only one part about array, that is storing data, accessing, presenting. Now comes array manipulations. Array manipulations. Array manipulations. Actually, array methods already we learned so many: join method, find method, filter method. Manipulations in that first one, adding elements into array. Adding elements into array. How you can add element into array? That is the first part. Adding elements into array, for that you have the options like, we have the options like push, we have the option like unshift, we have the option like splice. These are used for adding. Push, it will add new elements, new items as last item. So it will add, unshift will add new items as first item. First item. Splice, it will add new items at specific position. At which position you want, you can add. Push will always add last, and unshift will always add first. For example, see here, already we have array. Already we have array. Now I am just adding into that array categories dot push. I am adding, suppose women's clothing. Then you can see that is added as last item. Women everywhere it is added, right? It is added as last item, right? Now I will use here, instead of push, I will use unshift. It will add as first item. You see, above all, it is added as first item. But I don't want to add as first item after first item. After first item, second place. That means now we can use here an option called splice. Splice will ask at which index number, 1. But comma, but at that one index, already some items are there. We have to use 0. 0 indicates don't remove anything. If I say 1, that means it removes 1. 2 removes 2, and it will add this. Without removing, it should add. Then you have to put 0. Actually, first one is index number. Second one is delete count. How many to delete? Don't delete anything. Then 0. That means generally, what is the syntax actually? Array name dot push. And here we have to use item 1. If you want item 2, you can add multiple items. You have to just separate with commas. Similarly, array name dot unshift. Unshift, we can just use item 1. We can just use item 2. Like this, we can define. Now, similarly, array name dot splice, here start index, then delete count, then items. Item 1 like that. Item 2 like this, you have to define. That is the delete count. Delete count is 0. Start is 1. So I am writing like start is 1, delete count is 0. Then you can see it is added after the first one. Women's clothing is added after the first one. Here it will be added. So there are 3 options for adding. What are the 3 options for adding? Push, unshift, and splice. You can dynamically add. You can dynamically add. Here I am just giving this one. You can dynamically add. You can use all your knowledge of Bootstrap, CSS and all you can design. So let's see what I'm doing here. So above this design, let's go. Above this, I will put another div, and here I will write add new category. Add new category. And here we will put a text box. Input type is equal to text. ID is equal to txt category. That is the ID. And we will put a button beside it, add. Or I will simply put new category. And I will just keep the button add. Let's keep style margin bottom 20 pixel. Okay. It will be like this now. Now observe carefully here. When I type here, when I type any category name and click add, it must be added into this array. It must be added into that array. Right? That means we have to collect the value from text box. Simple. Collect the value from text box and push into array. You can add as last item, first item, or any location. Just you have to do very simple thing actually. So add button click on, click, add click, add click. So here we will write a script. Another function we have to write. What is it? Add click. In this case, make sure that your array is not inside this function global. Then only you can access everywhere. Okay. Okay. As of now, here, add click first. Get the category name. How to get document dot get element by ID txt category dot what value. Okay. Now push this into array. Push this into array. That means array name is categories. Categories dot push. What do you have to do? Category name. That's it. Then put an alert saying that. So I will add that. That means dollar expression category name added to list. This message I am giving. Right? Just I am adding this. After that, very important is after that it has to refresh this list. Na? It has to refresh this list. That means it should load body one more time. Otherwise, what happens? Previous list only will be there. That means every time this must be loaded. If every time this must be loaded, then better you keep entire in a function. Don't write directly in body load. So I will cut entire from body load. And here we will write a separate function. What is it? Load categories. In that we will write all this logic. What is advantage now? On body load, you just call. You see, currently it is empty. On body load, what you do? Load categories. It will load all the categories. After adding also load categories. Understood? Load categories. That means it will load the categories after adding. Okay. Now see, but very important is everywhere it will double the list. Means it will add to existing. Observe here. I am adding new category. I will say jewelry. Jewelry. And you click on add. So you see jewelry added to list. Okay. You see it repeats. It should not repeat. Only the new list must be added. That means here actually, when you are doing such dynamic adding, what you have to do is you have to clean all the containers, whatever you have. Clean all the containers, whatever you have. Then load. That means you have to write like this. How many containers we are having? document dot one is query selector. We have ordered list. Ordered list dot inner HTML. Make it empty. Similarly, another document dot query selector. Query selector, another one. Second one is select na. Select dot inner HTML. It should be empty. What is next one? Document dot query selector. Document dot query selector. What is the next one? T-body. T-body dot inner HTML is empty. What is the next one? Document dot query selector. Query selector. What is it? UL. UL dot inner HTML is empty. One more last container is navigation. Document dot query selector nav. Nav dot inner HTML. Inner HTML is equal to empty. Now you see here, I am adding another category called jewelry. Jewelry, and I click on add. So when I add jewelry, then and I click on add, then jewelry added. Okay, only that one will be added. It will not duplicate. After adding, you can clean this up if you want. Because I don't want that name anymore in the text box. What you do after adding here, we have to just put document dot get element by ID txt category dot value empty. That will be fine. You see, currently we have these categories. I am adding a new category. Suppose I am adding the category called mobiles. Then click on add, add it to list. That's finish. Now this box is cleaned. That's good. Right? I am adding one more, some watches. So then click on add. That is also added. Everywhere it is updating. So we are dynamically adding the items. We are dynamically adding the items. For that, we need to know this method. Now, similarly, another important, removing elements from array. For that, we have simple options. We have pop. We have pop. So we have shift. We have shift. We have again splice. That means pop is removes last item. Shift is removes first item. Actually, it removes and returns. Means which item removed, it will show that. It removes and returns first item, last item. If I want remove, it removes specific item. If you want to remove specific item, you can do it. Now, these are the options for removing elements. So that's how you decide. Here important is, suppose I kept here, suppose we will do one thing. Where is it? We will do one thing. Here we will select a category, fashion. Below that we will put remove button. And when I click remove, it should remove that everywhere. Obviously, if you remove in array, it will remove everywhere only, right? Now, how to remove the selected one? This is very important. So much work is there here. To remove the first one and last one is easy. Just what you have to do, we have to use pop and we have to use shift. That is removing the first one and last one, easy. Specific one is important. So we have to write, let's do one thing. In the design, below this or beside it, below it, we will put a button called remove. We will put remove button there, right? We are adding a remove button here. We are adding a remove button there. Okay, let's put a BR. This is remove button. When I click this remove button, it should remove that selected. Right? It should remove the selected. So So how do we do that? First, we have to write on click. What is it? Remove click. Okay. Now let's write the function here. So we have a function. What is it? Remove click. First, get the category name. Where is the category name? In drop down. How to get the drop down category name? Document dot query selector. What is it? Select dot value. It will get the category name. Okay. Now that category name, we have to know at which position it is present in array. Because what is the method to remove from array? To remove from array, we have to use splice. How splice can remove? Syntactically same. So splice indicates index number and delete count. Delete count how many? 1 or 2. From that index how many? That means we need to get the index number of this category. That means, okay, let's do one thing. What is that? Where index. How to get the index? Array name is categories. Array name is categories. In the categories, how do you know in which index this is present? We can simply use index of. Same like string function. Index of which one? Category name. It will return the index number of category. Is it at 0? Is it at 1? Is it at 2? It will get the index number. Index of will return the index number. If that category is not there, it will return -1. If the category is there, it will get the category index number. This index must be removed. Then what we have to do? Categories dot splice index. From index, how many to remove? 1. From that index, how many you want to remove? Only 1. Because only one item must be removed. Delete count how many? 1. That means splice is used for both adding and removing. While adding, we said delete count 0. Currently delete count is 1. Okay, after deleting, we should load categories again. Because we need to refresh, na? Right? There is so much work. You can also check, ask him, are you sure you want to delete? We can ask that. But as of now, I am deleting directly. See, now what will happen? I will select here men's clothing, or I will select electronics and click on remove. It's removed. Electronics is removed from everywhere now. I selected men's clothing and remove. That means we can remove that. I am adding here. Suppose electronics I am adding, but now it will add as last item. Okay, added to the list. It is added. Where to add we can decide, na? So currently we are adding as last item, your wish. Now I want to remove this footwear. Remove, that is removed. Right? This is basically how we can manage. So adding of items, removing of items. But remember, before removing, it should ask, are you sure want to remove or not? Then we can do one thing. Actually, what you can do is, this is deleting. Na? Before deleting, we will put here a flag. And the flag contains confirm box. Confirm box contains, are you sure? Want to delete. Want to delete which one? Let's put backtick. Want to delete the category name. I will put the category name. So it will show the category name. Are you sure you want to delete that category? Now flag contains true or false, because you know confirm returns true or false. That means if okay, it will return true. So if flag is equal to true, then delete should happen. If not, don't do anything. No else. That means this delete will happen only when it is true. If not true, If they click cancel, nothing will happen. That means no changes. As it is, it will remain. Now see what happens here. I click here. Suppose I want to remove men's clothing. I selected it, click on remove. It says, are you sure you want to delete men's clothing? I say cancel, not deleted. That means it is still there. I selected men's clothing and say remove. Are you sure? Okay, then it is removed. So I selected here footwear, remove. Are you sure you want to delete footwear? No, not deleted. Are you sure you want to delete footwear? Okay, that is deleted. For everything we have to write condition. Generally people come with question, how to do this sir, how to do that sir. To do this, to do that, you have to write code. Right? Nothing will happen automatically. How to do that? Write code. You have to write code. You have to write logic. Right? What you think in your brain, it will not work there. You have to write it. Right? How to verify? How to verify? Write logic to verify. So everything you have to write. Everything you have to write. That is the complexity here. For every situation you have to write. Every situation you have to write logic. That is the reason for one functionality, lot of consequences we have to write. Right? So much work is there. See, in our example, you may think that this is good example. This is not good example. This example have a lot of problems. Right? What are problems? Suppose I am adding a category. Electronics. Already electronics is there now. It should not add again. But it will add. It will add electronics again. We haven't written the conditions for that. Because we are just learning syntax based design. If I have to really design adding elements, removing elements, I have to write for every consequence. That means I have to verify whether that item is already there or not. If it is not there, add. If it is there, don't add. How to verify whether it is there or not? See, how to verify whether it is there or not? While adding, before pushing, we have to verify. We have to verify whether the category is already there or not. Before pushing, we have to verify. How do you verify whether it is there or not? That means you can use index of. You can use index of. If index of is -1, that means it is not there. If it is 1, 0, 1, it is there. That means you will write a condition. If so, I will simply put here, if categories dot index of category name is equal to -1. If the index of that category is -1, then it is not there, then add. If it is not there, then add. Do this push work. Otherwise, we will just put a message alert saying that. So saying that I will put an alert saying that. So here we will put category name. Category name exists. We will just put a message, it exists. Don't add. Now see here, we are writing the condition. Now I am writing electronics and I click on add. Then you see, so what is this? All we are using. What is it? Category name. Okay. Category name. Category name exists. Okay. Yeah. Now I am adding here electronics. Electronics. Click on add. It says electronics exists. I click OK. It is not added. It's not added. Right? Now this is also not perfect. Suppose I written electronics, small letters, then it says added. Again, you have to write condition for that. That is the reason a project takes 1 year time, 2 years time. We build real-time projects. Duration of real-time project 2 years, 1 year. That means if a person can build an application in just 2-3 days, that means he is genius, robot. He is an artificial intelligence robot. Even robots also can't do. Right? That means impossible, because for every concept, so many consequences will be there. For every consequence, we have to write. Our testing team will test. If I missed any point, he will say that you missed it. You have to write it again. That is the reason a lot of testing will happen on every code you written, because any loophole, it is hacked. One small loophole is there, your application is hacked. Somebody can hack your application. That means how hackers hack the application if everything is perfect. There might be some loopholes our developers forgot. If our developer forgot, nobody noticed it. That is used by hacker. That is the reason hacker spends sometimes years of time to hack one application. Finally, he will be able to hack it because he will find the loophole. That means if he have to find a loophole, he must be genius than programmer. That means hundreds of genius programmers are written and developed an application. He have to find out problem in it. And that if he find out that problem, he can hack that application. So that is the reason so much lengthy, we call as flow charts, algorithms will be there. For every concept, hundreds of algorithms are written. Developer have to write for those algorithms. So everything is not per. How to handle capitalization issue now? To handle capitalization issue, you can use converting to uppercase, lowercase. Na? Means whatever case he written, you collect in only one case and verify. If after verifying, if it is not there, add. This all we have to implement. Right? This is another point. Up to this, we learned adding and removing. This is another example. Now, similarly, we have sorting and other options in array that we will see tomorrow. First, try this. Again, this is too much. So much you have learned today. You have to practically practice this first. Then tomorrow, we will see more about arrays. And after that, we will build one real-time application now. How to use these arrays in a real world project, where they are used, how they are used. One simple application we will design that we will see in our next session. Tomorrow we'll continue. Okay.